What is a Jackson-Denno hearing? Hi, my name is Carl Birkhead. I'm an attorney with Worth Law Office in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I've been practicing family and criminal law for 8 years now, and I want to talk to you a little bit about what a Jackson-Denno hearing is and what does that mean for you. So this is a hearing that only applies in situations where you're facing a felony charge and you're past preliminary hearing. So the first half of your case is over with, you're already past the preliminary hearing and you're getting ready for trial. This doesn't apply to any civil cases. This doesn't apply to any traffic tickets. Doesn't apply to any misdemeanors or municipal citations. This is just for felony charges past prelim. So the Jackson-Denno hearing seems relatively simple. It applies in cases where there's a confession made by the defendant. So let's say that you were picked up on charges for some felony offense, and during the course of you being processed, booked in, you were taken to an interview room, detective started asking you questions, and during the course of that interview, you made a confession and you admitted guilt to the crime that was committed. This hearing is to make sure that the confession was not coerced in any way. It's to make sure that the confession was knowingly and voluntarily given. So, was there a language barrier that maybe the defendant didn't understand the language or understand what they were confessing to? Was there a level of intoxication so high that they had no idea what they were talking about? I don't see this one very often, but if we're talking about knowingly and voluntarily and saying something, if you're completely blitzed out of your mind, how knowingly or voluntarily are you saying anything at that point? Did the cops threaten you in any way? Were you physically or verbally abused? Were you promised to be let go immediately if you would just admit to axe murdering 20 people? Things like that. They want to make sure that the confession is good, that it's valid, and that's usable in court. And if there's any issues with the confession or with how the confession was obtained, that's the hearing where you figure it out. So I had a case like that a little while ago where my client, he admitted several times during the interview to what was what he was accused of having done. We get to the Jackson-Denno. I'm arguing a lack of understanding because of a language barrier. Ultimately, the judge didn't go our way on that one, and the confession was allowed to get in. But those are the types of things that you're looking for in these types of situations: is did they fully understand what was going on? Did they make this confession voluntarily? If not, then you're cooking with gas, and maybe you've got something that you can play with there. If you've got questions about this, or if maybe you're facing a felony charge and you did confess, definitely give me a call. I want to sit down with you. I want to go over the circumstances around your confession. I want to make sure that nothing is, out of sorts, and make sure that there's nothing that can come back to bite you later. My name is Carl Birkhead. I'm with Worth Law Office, and I want to help you make law easy. Thank you.